We have the FDA, the IRS, the EPA, FEMA, and many others functioning autonomously and unchecked with the full force of the federal government.
It's a government of, by, and for the bureaucrat. It really is a government that's out of control and that threatens our liberties every day.
There's a concern right now that the FDA has been influenced by Big Pharma in such a way that they're going to remove from the marketplace all of the new dietary ingredients that were introduced after October 15th, 1994.
They've also tried to institute maximum dose levels so that dietary supplements sold above a certain dose level can only be available by prescription.
The FDA uses its power to censor and disallow truthful claims about the value of nutritional supplements.
The dietary supplement industry is under siege by the FDA. Drug lobbyists do not want the American public to have access to low-cost, totally safe nutritional supplements that compete with pharmaceuticals.
What the hell? You know what? Sometimes I think we done lost our ever-loving minds. It doesn't make any damn sense what's going on. I don't know why ain't nobody tell me that the FDA done pulled the God card. FDA feels it is God. It now owns the ability to dictate to flora and fauna all over the planet what you can treat with, what's healthy and what isn't. I'm losing my mind. I didn't know why nobody told me this. The FDA now has made a move. And of course, right now it's only in draft. They want customer feedback, but they want to know how you feel about them being God. They own from the beginning of time. The FDA said there shall be light and this shall heal your body. Listen, listen, I'm tickled. I'm a little tickled because I can't believe it. We actually have a federal agency that owns microbiology, life, everything that heals it. People who have no damn clue about health. People who go to work coughing, sneezing, choking every day on some viruses and bacteria, now going to tell healthy people all over the United States. But they basically said that all homeopathic medicine is now under their remit. This is a coup. They now feel they own the entire naturopathic plant kingdom. Going back to the beginning of Adam and Eve. So they figure that they own all of this. That every plant that you grow, anything that you use for medicine, it now belong how Crocodile Dundee say here, belong a Mick? Belong a FDA, all of it. And you can't treat your body with any damn thing unless they approve. Unless they say it's generally accepted as safe, you can't have it. You want some spearmint for your funky feet? You can't put that on there until they tell you it's now safe. So I will play a video. I didn't know this. I posted it about a minute ago. I had no damn idea that they done lost their ever-loving mind. So this is what we're going to have to do, y'all. This is not a drill. Natural people, not you chemical people. Y'all chemical people, y'all good to go. Y'all don't have to worry about us. Natural people, if you got a garden, got some plants, something, you like eat tomatoes, anything like that, we in big trouble. Y'all, this is not a drill. This is the real deal. They are finally making their play for the whole damn naturopathic everything. They now own what grew in the Garden of Eden and what can heal your body. This is some damn insanity. Let me show, hold on, I gotta show this lady video. Damn it, I'm stuck in somebody's head. I'm supposed to be in the Garden of Eden. I'm not sure how well this one worked out. And it's a tiger, the tiger about to, you gotta be nice to the tiger. The tiger, his head is right in the wrong spot too. All right, so let's get down to the details of it. I got a PDF I'll show you that they actually published. Let me see. Let me get serious. Y'all stop talking about my head. I'm trying to get serious. Hold on. We got to get serious for a minute. Let me show you this young lady's video, which Mary Steele, I think Mary Steele, she has a lot of good videos online. You should follow her. But let's let her explain it real quick. She's going to explain the danger that we in. Mary Greenlee.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. FDA proposes crackdown on homeopathic medicines. The Food and Drug Administration on Monday proposed a new framework for enforcing health and safety rules against homeopathic medicines that could lead to warning letters, involuntary seizure, or criminal investigation against some companies. The agency is focusing on a variety of homeopathic products, including those that have already reported safety concerns or are aimed at people who are vulnerable, including people with addictions or who have cancer or heart disease. This means the FDA will more aggressively go after certain manufacturers. Under the proposal, the vast majority of homeopathic remedies would remain on the market. The Monday announcement followed hearings and public comments from the last few years, and the draft proposal has been posted for public comment over the next 90 days. The agency will take those comments into consideration before issuing its final policy, but it did not say when that would occur. Homeopathic drugs come from plants, minerals, and chemicals, but also from humans and animals. Homeopathic medicine is a type of alternative medicine that is based on the idea that a substance can cure a sick person if it can cause a similar sickness in a healthy person. The industry is worth about $3 billion, and its products are sold not only online, but in pharmacies and retail stores. The therapies are not regulated in the same way standard medical treatments are, due to a 1988 rule, and can go on the market without the FDA testing them to make sure they are safe and that they work. The FDA said it would focus on enforcement efforts on products with reported safety concerns, those with possible harmful ingredients, those taken by vulnerable populations, those aimed at helping people with serious conditions, and those that fail to meet quality and purity standards. In recent years, we've seen a large uptick in products labeled as homeopathic that are being marketed for a wide array of diseases and conditions, from the common cold to cancer. In many cases, people may be placing their trust and money in therapies that may bring little to no benefit in combating serious ailments or worse, that may cause significant and even irreparable harm because the products are poorly manufactured or contain active ingredients that aren't adequately tested or disclosed to patients, Dr. Scott Gottlieb, FDA Commissioner, said in a statement. The FDA has issued warnings about certain homeopathic drugs in recent years, including intranasal products that contain zinc and could cause people to lose some sense of smell, as well as homeopathic asthma products that haven't been shown to be effective. FDA has also warned against the homeopathic Nux vomica, which has a highly toxic poison in it, often used to kill mice and rats, called strychnine. About a year ago, teething tablets and gels with the homeopathic belladonna were linked to 400 injuries, including seizures and 10 deaths. FDA officials said they would also be examining how well the agency carries out its current policy, and that it plans to avail itself to those it already has at its disposal. We respect that some individuals want to use alternative treatments, but the FDA has a responsibility to protect the public from products that may not deliver any benefit and have the potential to cause harm. Gottlieb said, just what we need, more laws on the books. I mean, there's a lot of homeopathic medicines out there that they probably claim have no effect, and I believe in the past we found that the FDA has approved things that should never have been approved. In my opinion, I think this is going to have too much control. What are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Bookmark my site. I'll keep you up to date. Please stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless y'all. Bye.
All right, so this is where we're at. We are in a place where we may not make it. We may not make it. I don't seem to think that it's a good idea to actually hand all rights over healing of our bodies to people who struggle with the concept of what health is to begin with. So I think I posted the link. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. The actual document where we have a call to action, which I assume this will take us over to the space where we can go voice our objections for some of the sickest people on the planet, telling us what health is and telling us what medicines we can and cannot take, what plants we can dry and put on our funky feet and our itchy skin. Not that my feet are funky, my skin, okay, depends in the summertime. But it's a serious business. This is not a joke. Like they are making a move. And I think it's like a precursor. I think that they're actually walking up to finding a scapegoat, a way around Schedule 1ing natural medicines. So, right, so like if they can get to a point where they say that it's all banned until we say it's safe, which is what they're doing. They're banning the entire plant kingdom. They're saying that everything is banned. You cannot sell it as any sort of medicine. So it's not even about making a claim. You can't use it at all. It is a crime. So they're basically banning everything that they have not already said is generally accepted as safe, which is insanity. So this is where we're at. And that's kind of a breakdown in the summary that all homeopathic drugs will be illegal if the public don't respond. And actually, but it's the same way with Schedule 1. They'll put it out there. You're supposed to respond, and they're going to make a decision based on your response. So once again, like, we'll look at it, but if we don't like what you said, the public, we don't like how y'all came out, wasn't enough of you, you didn't have any sort of scientific evidence or anything, that we're going to go ahead and go ahead with it. We have the constitutional right to be God over your body and tell you what you can and cannot put in it. So it goes many steps beyond the DEA, which is why everybody needs to go to this link. Go ahead, and there's a link right there on my Facebook. Go all the way down to the bottom, click the Take Action button, take some action. Going over there, fill out your objection, and don't use four-letter explicit, like try not to use the four-letter words, not too much. Just, kind of be a little nice, be a little nice, all right, look, let's do this. If I actually go over to PDF, this is what I suggest people think about saying. This is the actual PDF where you can go. There's actually, I think there's a link. I think there's a link in that article to it. You can actually go down through it, but this is basically the draft document. It's the guidance document. I'm just going to go down to the part that I think is important. Introduction, background information. Where are we? Right about here. Make sure you can see what I'm saying. This is where they give the definition. So homeopath is an alternative medical practice that has a historical basis in theory and practice, first systematized in the 1700s. Homeopathy is generally based on two principles. Okay, first of all, we're going to stop right there for a second. We're going to stop for a second. So I suggest that how you kind of think about responding. I suggest that maybe you educate the FDA, because it doesn't seem that they really know too much about human history. They really a little spaced out. We've been using natural medicine for well over 5,000 years and beyond that. I believe they found a gentleman was it in South America, who actually had brain surgery done on him. The Egyptians did it, the Sumerians did it. So we've had natural medicine going back as far as we know. So this is not no practice that started in the 1700s. This is very old. This This is as human as pretty much every damn thing. So this is not new. That's the first part. I think you educate them on our bodies are in tune with not only eating all those natural things prior to this, but since the 1700s, since the natural medicine started 10,000 years ago and ever since. And then somebody wrote something down in English in the 1700s. No, that's not when it began. It began a long time ago. And the next part, that's just some complete bullshizzle. Hope that homeopathy is generally based in two main principles. One, the substance that is, that causes symptoms in a healthy person can be used in a diluted form to treat, I got to pan down, to treat symptoms and illness. Or two, the diluted substance, the more potent it is, known as the law of infinitesimals. Okay, right. So just increasing the potency. Okay, so bottom line, that's some bull too. I can't even read it. It's just, I get upset. My energy's going. I'm drinking coffee. I'm a little annoyed. Just hold on. Bear with me for a second. So that's not what it's based on. No, natural medicine has absolutely nothing to do with what they just said and didn't start when they even saying it started. No, homeopathy has nothing to do with any of that, right? What is it based on? It's based on the very simple principle as our bodies evolved eating natural things, eating natural flora and fauna to go inside where we have natural flora and fauna. And so when you eat those things, there are no side effects. All those 700 billion trillion cells in you all evolved to utilize what compounds were already in there. What compounds were they? They were not compounds made by Merck, GlaxoSmithKline, or any of the pharmaceutical companies. They're compounds that came out of those plants, right? That's not medicine. That's called food, and the bare base trace level of compounds and things that your body needs to fight cancer and actually survive and live. There's nothing mystical, once again, there's nothing magical. There's nothing, I don't want to say healing. There's nothing magical about natural medicine. It's just natural. It's what your body always uses. Like you breathing air, breathing all that in, that's not medication. That's not medicinal. It's what we've been doing since the beginning. Eating dandelions and weeds and things on the ground and fruits that fell. We've always been doing that since our livers were in mice and mammals and other things that crawled upon the ground that God made your body from with some dust of the earth. So my stance on all of this, I tell you, my response is basically, my response is going to be, look, homeopathy started long before what you know. And I know that, okay, I'm not going to say that. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know, but I'm going to say something. So, all right, let's go. Let me jump back. So the whole first basic principle is that they're trying to say that plants are drugs. Plants are not drugs. I believe it's the beginning of some sort of a Schedule 1 advance. Let me go through the quick alert document for you. Let me see. I think I got a thing. I can play this. Hold on. So I can play this for you. I can play this. Here we go. I got a reader. I don't read so well.
The policy comes in the form of a guidance document, which lays out the FDA's current position on the regulation of homeopathic drugs. In the guidance, the FDA says, any homeopathic drug that has not been considered generally recognized as safe and effective is considered a new drug. FDA has not determined that any homeopathic drugs are generally recognized as safe and effective. A new drug cannot be marketed unless it goes through the FDA's approval process. No homeopathic drugs have gone through FDA approval, nor can any producer afford to take them through the approval process. That's right, in one fell swoop, the FDA has declared that virtually every single homeopathic drug on the market is being sold illegally. The guidance explains that the agency will apply a risk-based regulatory approach that will prioritize enforcement actions against products with reported safety concerns, products that contain or claim to contain ingredients associated with potentially significant safety concerns, for example, belladonna or strychnine, products for routes of administration other than oral and topical, for example, injectable and ophthalmic products, products intended to be used for the prevention or treatment of serious and/or life-threatening diseases and conditions, for example, cancer, heart disease and opiate addiction. products for vulnerable populations, for example, children, and products that are deemed adulterated under FDC Act 501, for example, do not meet standards of quality, strength or purity as required under the law.
All right, so that was my point to you. We are in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure how we're going to get out of this one, but we always get to this place where we want to just fight over some tweets. We want to fight over race and religion and all this dumb stuff. And I think they always gauge the public impact. Like they gauge how many people are lost and clueless in this. How many people are fighting about the things that don't matter. See, why is this so important? It's so important because if you're not healthy, they own you, right? If your kids aren't healthy, you will do and say and vote and run and jail and do whatever that needs to be done to make sure you get that medication that keeps you alive. And part of that process is making sure that you're unhealthy, making sure that you don't get access to the healthy foods and access to the medicine. Like, I think our biggest issue is we've done too good a job of showing that we don't need pharmaceutical companies. That's the problem. There are too many of us who actually don't get sick. There are too many of us who are actually healthier in our 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s than we were in our teens and our 20s and our 30s. There are too many naturopathic doctors who've actually done a good job. The medicines, the natural, not medicines, the leaves, the plants, the dry, they've actually done a great job. And because they did a great job, the pharmaceutical companies recognize that threat. It's good to remember that 40% of the funding for the FDA comes from the big pharmaceutical companies, the companies who will not make the money because the natural medicines work so well, and you can get up the next day and go to work without side effects. And so you don't need multiple drug cocktails to get over the side effects that cause all this damage. So let me go back. I know I kind of missed some comments. I don't want to get off. I get a little discombobulated, get a little angry when I see this stuff. Yeah, man, these people, they think they're God, man. They got God complexes because we silly, we fighting over stupid stuff. And they're just boom, boom, boom. They're nailing it time after time after time. And all right, so, and this is why you Trump voters and Clinton voters, y'all need to get together and y'all need to stop fighting because we can't in concert deny this, you know? And so you figure, oh, okay. All right, I'm not gonna hit one side or the other. What are y'all talking about? Have I been, oh, Grace, have I been, oh, you I went too far back in the comments. Oh, y'all how I started off? Yeah, I had a little fun how I started off. I'm still having a little fun. No, I have not been working out. I do not work out, girl. I put the green screen head and all of a sudden I got a body of an Adonis. It was awesome. It was wrong color, but I don't care about that color stuff anyway. Homeopathic, but y'all, you know what I'm talking about. You gotta go back to the beginning of the video. I was having a little fun in the beginning, that's all. But I gotta finish this before you can watch it. So let's keep going. Homeopathic are some of the safest things you can use. They are, thank you, Jasmine. They are the safest things you can use because it's what we've been using for 200,000 years. And before 200,000 years, for millions of years, and all the other mammals and microbiology on the planet, they all been using the things that came from the plants, not the things that came from the pharmaceutical plants, which is why they have this assault happening. Invite it and share it. Thank you, Lynn. I think it's important. I think people need to actually really see the stuff that's going on. Everybody who watches this needs to go out, click the alert button, and actually offer your comments. Same thing when they did with kratom, same thing they did with cannabis. You have to go out there. When they ask you for your input, we can't sit back and just wait for something to happen. They're actually going to roll forward with this. Probably even if we say no, they're still going to roll forward. But the action alone and taking that act and saying, no, we object. You work for us, punk. FDA, you don't work for Wall Street. I know they give y'all more money. We working on that. We a little poor. We want to pay y'all. We want to bribe you too. We don't have the money yet. We gonna work on it. Can I gladly pay you Tuesday, FDA, for a little freedom today? Can I have a little, got some plant freedom today? I gladly pay. We gonna pay y'all. Just let us keep our freedom for medicine, and we'll pay y'all later. So All right, the market should be the decision maker. Yes, Lynn, the market, and that's the, you know what, Lynn? That's the problem. The market decided. The market said, "Oh hell no! Well, I'm not taking your synthetic drugs, altering my DNA, and flipping, screwing my kids up, giving them autism, and got purple hairs and penises growing out my forehead. Hell no, I ain't taking your mess. Who wants that? That's not a good look. You don't want no testicles on your chin. No." Then now that we know epigenetics and it's science that you are flipping genes when you're taking all of this synthetics, the market spoke. And I think that's the problem is the pharmaceutical companies sitting back like, whoa, I think they're starting to figure out that we lying. I think they're starting to figure out that only 15% of the medications actually help anybody and all the rest of them are just frauds to make them feel better. I think they're starting to figure out we're no better than the drug dealers they're throwing in prison, that we actually don't know what we're doing. And it's obvious because we all get sick as much as they do. I think they're starting to figure it out. I think that's what's happening. Oh, we did too good of a job. Maybe we should, maybe we should start coughing. Let me see if I can sound like my doctor. Take some drugs or something that y'all don't act like it's healthy. Don't. People realize you don't need health care. You don't need medical treatments. You don't need synthetic drugs. You just need to eat some organic food. You need to make your smoothie and you need to not wash your hands. I know, I said that out loud. Don't wash your hands. You don't need go in the men's bathroom. Just touch the handle. Rub it all on your face. It's all right. It's okay. Listen, when we used to sleep in huts, nobody wore clothes. Everybody was touching. We didn't have a whole lot of room. So men then had testicles on your ear for most of your life. Don't worry about it. You had booties on your leg. I had a son always put his booty in my face when he woke. I don't know. He grown up now. His booty can't come nowhere near my face. But it's okay. It's just microbiology, y'all. We grew up. It's natural vaccination. The more you vaccinate, the healthier you will be. Go ahead, go to the mall when somebody coughs. You can walk through the mist. Now if you just ate a cheeseburger or something, don't walk through the mist. You ate some gluten that morning, don't walk through the mist. But if you ate something healthy, had your smoothie, something, your immune system's doing what it's supposed to, go ahead and walk through the mist. Let your body get a little bit exposure to it. It's a vaccine. It's a free flu shot. And it's a strategic flu shot too, because it's the one that's in your area that Mary, when she uses your phone and she start coughing on it in the office and you rub it all on your face, it's going to be that cold. But it's better to get a little mist of it and let your body get a chance to fight it than get it all up in your face when you're talking to the boss and they're yelling and screaming for the TPS reports. But that's what I'm saying. Jasmine said, I've been seeing this and I'm still in total disbelief of this nonsense. You know what, Jasmine? I didn't see it. I just saw it today. I was watching some smart brother. It was some radio show, something that most of y'all were on there. Y'all don't tell me about all these smart people. And I was watching and somebody posted it and I shared it back out and I was like, whoa, this isn't new. This is like a month old. This was back in December and they gave us 90 days to respond. So we got 2 months. Wait a minute, hold on. A lot of people here in CPT time. So now we got about 5 days, y'all. We supposed to respond in 5 days. In 5 days, they're going to they're going to shut down all the health stores and all that. I'm lying. I'm lying. You ain't got 5 days. But don't wait. This is not college. You don't do your best work at the last minute. They need to know well ahead of time. Hell no, y'all ain't taking our medicine. They're going to start shutting down all the organic, because they already went for the raw milk, and they went for that pomegranate company, and they went for like a lot of the other natural medicine companies, and they're coming for all of them. Why? Because they need you to have cancer. And it's not that the FDA don't love you. I think they love you. Don't get angry. It's just money. You don't pay them enough. So it's not like they hate you. It's not personal. It's just their funds come from the pharmaceutical industry. Bootlegging plants, my gosh. Yeah, that's what they're up to. They're thug life, girl. Lynn, the thug. FDA, some thugs. Y'all, you think some thugs live in your neighborhood? Oh, no. Thugs do not wear boots and sagging pants and got little pistols. No. You got the real thugs in this country. Oh, they got suits and ties. They drive real nice cars, and they would never be caught with a pistol on them. They got pens, and them pens will murder more people than anybody else. This has been why I wanted to get a giant piece of land and create a permaculture community to help connect people to the truth about health and eating. And the connections are huge. Yes, Deborah. And when you do, girl, let me know. Give me the address. Okay, girl, I'll grow your herbs and your tomatoes and peppers. I have all kind of citrus plants and all kind of good stuff growing. I work. Look, I'm good with that. We need to find a piece of land and get the. But you know what? I don't think it can be in the United States because I'm hoping people wake up, y'all. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm making sure I got a couple places in the United States to go if this all falls apart. But make sure you got a place outside the United States to go because it's like the video started. It's not just the FDA that lost their ever-loving mind. It's not just the FDA that got the hollow point weapons and the SWAT team and all. No, multiple departments have that. And people haven't got together and figured out that it takes a whole nation of people to say, no, you do not serve us. You're not acting like public servants. You're acting like Jesus Christ superstar. Big Pharma, Big Ag call the shots. Yes, Brother Joseph, they do. They do. They're calling them because we've decided we don't want to call the shots. We've decided it's better to fight with our neighbor over a politician and a tweet than to fight the people who are actually coming to make our kids sick. You know, and I joke a lot and I laugh a lot, and this is not funny. These people are dead serious. I mean, think about it from this perspective. Think about, like, we talked about some slavery earlier today. Think about it from this perspective. Think about how many kids have been walked into slavery that now are making solar plant panels because they don't do license plates no more. Free labor for the states, working on the Clinton Foundation mansion. Did they get their mansion back? I don't know if they got their mansion back. Arkansas may not have gave it back to them. But they had that happening. And they just did that on a few medicinal plants that they made illegal with the war on drugs. Can you imagine if they by default made all plants, all naturopathic plants, all holistic plants, every tropical medicinal illegal? How many people could they you know what? They might actually beat the Democrats at slavery. I never think, you know what? Clinton might be a friend now. Little Billy, he might be just a little Billy slaver. He might be a little slaver now. The Black Caucus, y'all might not, y'all don't got it no more. Look like the FDA, they're about to top y'all slavery. Oh no, y'all didn't top the 1600 slavery, but they about to take it to the next level because they will put. But you know what? I think it also gets to the anti-war thing, right? Because we do have this resurgence in this country of hippies and people who are anti-war. And the young generation, they call them hipsters. They coming out. They're not really hippie. They don't eat organic. They don't smoke, drink, do all kind of drink pesticides and, you know, don't eat organic. Just throw down the gluten. But they believe in the anti-war message. And this is how they got rid of the hippies last time, right? When they started the whole war on drugs, that was all about the hippies and the minorities who were against the war effort. So this is what it be about. This might just be part two. Part two, you know, anti-Vietnam. They threw them all in prison and murdered a whole bunch of them. We might be coming up to that now. I'm not sure I want to be here when that goes down. And the funny thing about that, Brother Joseph, is Big Ag and Big Pharma, they're actually the same corporations now. I mean, look at Monsanto and Bayer. Now, what are they going to be? Monsanto Bayer? You know, but they're merging, right? Because it's all the same thing. They're just chemical companies. Like, don't pretend, unless we'll call them pharmaceutical because that's what they want to be called. That's not what they are. They are chemical companies. And the people who grow our food, they are chemical companies. The seed company, they are chemical companies because they make chemicals and they sell those chemicals. And they always got the little sideline excuses where, oh, it's growing some plants, or, oh, it's about health and your health and it's called medicine. No, it's just chemicals. And so it makes sense that they all get together because they're doing all the same things. Lies is integrative. Yes, they're all integrated, Buddha. They're just all the same thing. Humans have eaten medicinal plants since the beginning. Yes, Deborah, which is why they're not medicinal. They're just what our bodies need. Which is why it's crazy they call it alternative medicine. There's no alternative in natural medicine. Natural medicine is natural. Been here a billion years. It's normal. It's medicine. You know, it's just what it is. The alternative is taking chemicals to try to heal the human body. That's alternative, and that's been proven to not work. That's been proven that all they're doing is devastation against the flora and fauna in your body, because 80% of the time it has X effect and they don't care about the side effects, or they don't know all of the side effects long term. And they don't even know the side effects short term. The 7 billion different types of people on the planet, they all have 7 billion different types of immune systems and hundreds of billions of different types of conditions. And while that's the same one day, it's not the same the next day, because epigenetics keeps flipping your DNA based on the environment. So this is why it's dangerous. This is why it's like if you want to open a McDonald's. Nah, that's the wrong way. I don't do that. I'll be. It's like saying you want to open a fast food store. Do you go to somebody who fails, who opened one and failed at it, and ask them for advice, or do you go to someone who actually has it down packed? And so, same thing with health, and the same thing with medicine. You don't go to people who haven't figured it out. You don't go to people who have a $3 billion vaccine fund for all the people that they're hurting and killing. You don't go to people who are said to be the #1 cause of death in America, which is medicine. You know, you don't want to go to those people. You want to go to people who got it figured out. You want to go to your hippies and your naturopathic and your holistic healers, the people who figure out how to do all of this stuff because they went back to the ancestors and how they always used to do it, because that's how our bodies work. Where's the comment link? You know what? I'll post it. If somebody else posted in the comments, I know it's on my page. I think it's called the Pulse of Natural Health newsletter. If you click on that, go all the way down to the bottom. It's got the alert button. Click the alert button. Please go into your commentary. This may start the revolution. I thought it was going to be caffeine. Mary, it's not. May not be caffeine. Caffeine, I'm ready for the revolution. I'm going to go get my pop gun. But they start taking natural medicine. Yeah, we're going to have a problem, y'all. So you bust me for growing ginger. Well, you know what? It depends. You know, have they listed ginger as generally accepted as safe? That's the real question. And I don't know. According to Mary Greenlee, and I'll post her link too. She's another good one to follow on YouTube. She's saying that pretty much nothing is. Like, I've heard of generally accepted as safe, and I know they put some things in those categories, but it's crazy because if you get on an airplane, go somewhere and you're sick, there's no treatment in America, you find treatment somewhere else, you got this plant, this is what you do. You can't even come home and bring that plant home till the FDA takes it, puts it in a lab, looks at it for 6 months or something and determines, oh yeah, it's safe. You could be dead by the time they do that. This is part of the insanity of this. They're trying to force people to take synthetic drugs because that sells more drugs. You know, you take that drug, you get a side effect, you buy another drug for that side effect, you get another drug for that side effect. Okay, you're off the drugs, but 5 years down the road, it caused a problem in your liver. Now you got something else. So you go back in, get another medical treatment. And this is why healthcare is broken. Healthcare isn't broken because of the Republicans. Healthcare isn't broken because of the Democrats. Healthcare is broken because healthcare is not healthcare. It is disease management. It is a profitable business to get you sick and not let you die, but keep selling you more medications. Total insanity. Yes, Lynn, thank you. Just healed a nasty cat bite. Ow! That's not a Buddha cat. Buddha cat? You got bit by a cat? That's not, no. Cats biting you. That sounds like Claudia House, that little crazy cat. Which would require, what was that? For antibiotics with a poultice and fresh turmeric and coconut oil 1 week gone. Yes, and it's too easy. It's too easy. They can't make any money on natural medicine, and that's why they've always been coming after them. So I'm so glad that you healed and get that cat a little more love. That cat's still in some scarcity, and it hadn't found its abundance yet, so it's still a little wild. Don't put your finger in the cat mouth. Many animal species have created their own pharmacies from ingredients that commonly occur in nature. Birds, bees, lizards, elephants, chimpanzees all share a survival trait. They self-medicate. That's awesome, Deborah. You know what? I didn't know that. I don't doubt that. That sounds interesting. I have to spend a little more time looking at that. But you're basically saying that the FDA is not as smart as a monkey, which I kind of figured out. But dang, they're not as smart as some elephant and lizards either, that they self-medicate with natural things in the natural world. And I'm not against synthetic, y'all. I don't want y'all to make anyone think I'm against synthetic drugs in your pharmaceutical companies in your industry. Not against them. I'm just saying that that's for you. If that's for you, that's for you. I'm going to encourage you to not put that on your children, you know, to give them drug user habits, but that's you. Don't force it on me. Like that's when we destabilize a country. That's when we destabilize a planet. That's when we have to shut things down, is when you start trying to force your way on other people. You know, we don't force natural medicine on you. Don't force your crap on us. That's all I'm saying. You know, and everybody can get along. You know, you take your vaccines if that's what you want to do. You believe in that. That's your religion. Then go for it. But at this point, all of these things are just religions, right? Because they're all based on faith. There's indicative information. You know, there's all types of indicative research. But the reality is, you haven't done research on 7 billion people, baby. So you have no idea what it's going to do on someone else. And this is why these drugs kill children, because we've accepted this idea that 90% of people will react this way to this drug, and the other 10%, why do we care if they die? Who cares if they're kids? They can die. The big companies are going to make their money. 90% of the people are buying that drug, and that's why I want no parts of it. Is honey going to be a drug now? You know what, Lynn? I don't know. I think the question is there a synthetic drug that can replace honey? If there is, honey will be illegal, because that's what this is about. This is not about safety. This is about making sure the pharmaceutical companies get the maximum profit. They did this in the 80s in health food stores. You couldn't recommend certain foods. Yeah. Well, that's what it was, Elaine. This was about recommendation back then. This is the next level. This is them banning everything by default until they tell you you can take it, which is madness. Thank you, Diane. Total madness and nasty. So this is what I'm saying. This is not a drill. This is the real deal. This is the alert we've been waiting on. This is this power play that they were about to make. And it might be a test. They might be testing the waters to see how dumb we are. I think we need to prove that we're not dumb. I think that we might need to hit them in their pocket. For anybody who actually understands all of this and they're still taking pharmaceutical drugs, just make sure it's a drug that is life-saving. If it's not a life-saving drug, get rid of it. Me, it's been over 10 years now. We threw out the medicine cabinet. I made sure the kids watch me. We took every drug out of the cabinet and threw them in the trash, unless that's illegal. And if that's illegal, we flushed them down the toilet. And if that's illegal, we buried them in the yard. But the point is, we got rid of them, and it made a strong point. You got to stop buying their crap. Otherwise, they keep buying organizations and politicians like the FDA to keep forcing this stuff down our throats. You got to stop supporting these people once you realize how foul they are. Yeah, Lynn, maybe they want to know if we're woke or not. Maybe they want to see how much they get away with. I don't know, but we got to draw a line here. Lifelong customer to big pharma, that's what they want. Yes, they do. And in fact, there was a good theory about that, Elaine. They were talking, there was a doctor out of somewhere out of Europe. I think it was in the documentary Vax, where they kind of explained that they give you these things, they give you these vaccines and things, they screw with your immune system, you have lifelong immunity issues, and that leads you down a path to buy more pharmaceutical drugs, because it monkeys with things. Like, the human body wasn't designed to see so many viruses and so many vaccines in a short period of time. The immune system is designed to see them over a long period of time. And that also brought about the theory that they were talking about, that the autoimmune plague that we have right now, it's not a plague. Autoimmunity actually was caused by the synthetic drugs that we're putting in our body. So yes, they are threatened. Yeah, they're threatened. Maybe not enough. You know, not enough. We're going to have to, you know, if pharmaceutical profits drop 5-10% next year, they might back down. Right? Like, that's what this all is about. It's all about whether or not we're going to step up. Because if we're going to keep buying their drugs, the aspirin and headache medicine and cough syrup and cough drops and all that, you know, it's okay to cough a little bit. You know, you're helping other people around you. You're sharing, you're helping them vaccinate. Cough a little bit. It's okay. Drink some tea. You know, spearmint will help with that. Hot tea, you know, tickle the throat, licorice. You can have all types of natural things, but we have to stop it. I think if they see that they are losing in popularity, that they're not making as much profit, they'll back down. They'll back down into a place like, wait a minute, these people are actually boycotting us, like they're actually serious. They know that we're scamming them. Then I think we can have some sort of a change. All right, at least I can say I tried to stop the insanity. Yes, Lynn, thank you. Please stop the insanity. Everybody say, Lynn, stop the insanity, please. Lynn, you need to stop them. I don't want to stop them, but I'm not gonna buy their drugs. But we need to stop. They got people with hollow point guns or hollow point bullets. Um, I suppose washing our hands will be outlawed next. You know what, Lynn? I could see that. I could see it. I could see where I believe in the whole Orwellian state. When they start to finally come and do this stuff, I can totally, completely believe that they'll actually get to a point where they'll dictate, what you can and can't do in life. I mean, why wouldn't they? Why would a government give a damn about what people say if those people are never willing to step up? They would be stupid not to. Like, they're going to push it as far as they can push it. Um, Let me see what we got. Good morning. Hey, Ish, it's not morning, Ish. It's nighttime here, girl. I'm supposed to get off the cotton field. I didn't put my bag down, shut the lights off. I'm trying I'm trying to leave the cotton field. I can't leave the cotton field because I saw this and I was like, oh nope, this one can't wait. This is too much evil. This is just debilitating, nasty levels of evil that we got to get out there and get people clicking that button and providing their feedback. So it's evening here. Yes, this is crazy. Let me repeat. They don't care about us. Humanity is under attack. Everything is designed to doubt ourselves and foster despair. That's exactly what they're doing. Which is why you got to help people. Let them know the natural things you do and how it responds to you. And you got to show people that living natural is a healthy lifestyle. You have to show them that, your skin clears up. You take on this odd feeling of happiness when you wake up in the morning. You don't feel as groggy. You lose weight and you go back to the natural form your body's supposed to be in when you stop eating all of their synthetic crap that they make in these factories. And when people start to see it, like, whoa, she ain't playing. Like, he's not playing. Like, they're actually healthy and they're eating healthy, and it's not that hard to do. And I'm coughing, sneezing, and farting, and I'm taking all these drugs, and she's not doing anything. Then you start to convert people, but you got to be honest and true. And I'm bad. I eat my bad stuff every now and then. Shoot, I ate a piece of apple pie not a minute ago, but it's a good apple pie. It's an apple pie that only has 6 ingredients, which is good. They need to get it down a little shorter than that. But I eat healthy things and I live healthy. And anybody who knows me, they don't know me to be sick. They don't know me to be coughing. They don't know me to be, bent over, nothing, vomited in a toilet. They know me to be a generally healthy person. And those people, it'll surprise you. Some of the most angry people I ever met. Man, you crazy. You're going to be a vegetarian. You're going to eat healthy. You stupid. I've been eating glyphosate my whole life. I'm going to keep eating it. Until that cancer hits. Until that autoimmune disease happens. Until their doctor utters those words, we can't do anything for you. That person will be knocking at your door next. The smart ones will knock at your door before they start taking some treatments. But the ones who actually remember, like, you know what, maybe I messed up. Maybe she's not that crazy. Maybe he's not that crazy. But you have to actually live the life. Don't talk to life. Talking to life is dangerous, because if you talk to life and you're out there smoking, drinking, throwing it down, drinking all your glyphosate, sick as everybody else, then you make the natural lifestyle look like a fraud. So you got to, if you're gonna be about it, then be about it. If not, just sit back in the quiet, be quiet, eat your Twinkies, don't say nothing. Just keep liking our posts and sharing our posts, but don't be too vocal. When you want to start to be vocal, people will watch you, and when people watch you, then they'll take on the lifestyle. It'll be believable. Predatory capitalism, turn the truth upside down, sell their product. Absolutely, and that's exactly what this is. It's predatory capitalism. It's disaster capitalism too, right? Because when someone gets sick, they can't go get cannabis. They can't go get natural medicine. They can't take kratom. They can't do any of that. They have to go to these pharmaceutical companies and get 22 other side effects, and then get all the drugs and pills to treat that too. It is definitely disaster capitalism. It is traitorous. It is horrible. It's corrupt. It's criminal. It's all the dirty words you can come up with. And there'll be a time in the future when we're going to be putting these people in prison, maybe somewhere worse. So again, I'll encourage people, if you're still in that industry, these are not good people that you work for. You're good people. Most people in those industries are good people. They mean well. They don't really understand all of it. They don't believe, they kind of buy into it, but you're working for the wrong team. you're working for the enemy. I walked away from it. You can walk away from it too. Find a job doing something good for humanity. How can a plant be ruled illegal? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me either, Lynn, but this is bizarro world. It doesn't have to make sense. As long as people are more willing to hate Trump for everything or love Trump for everything, then they know they got a whole bunch of morons they can do anything they want with. And they don't have to live by the laws of humanity and human rights and physics and all of that. They can make all of this crap up and just scare people because they know they're going to focus on what's the next tweet, as opposed to, damn it, you're trying to outlaw every damn plant in the animal kingdom from coming in the country. For anybody who joined late, what we were talking about is the FDA pulled the God card. The FDA basically banned all natural medicine. Well, they're about to. They haven't done it yet. Within 90 days of last month, so probably 30 days left, they're going to make a ruling that all natural medicine that they have not said, that they haven't blessed and kissed, it will be illegal, which is basically, to a degree, if you're the DEA, what they're saying is you've given the right to Schedule I everything. So they can put anybody in prison for self-medicating anything the FDA hasn't already blessed. Do you know there are hundreds of thousands of natural medicines that we know about, plants that are medicinal? And beyond that, there are probably millions that we don't know about. It's crazy and it's sick, but it creates this bottleneck of profit. A lot of people die, but the pharmaceutical companies make an awful lot of money on their hubris and thinking that they're God and they actually know how the human body works. And nobody on this planet actually is qualified to even know how the immune system works. The equipment doesn't even exist to know what the body does at a biophoton or even an atomic level. But yet these people are going to tell you that they're smart enough to actually tell you how your body works and what is medicine and what isn't medicine. It's insanity. Exactly. You are aware of the Health Nut News, right? I've seen Health Nut. I think I was on their website. I look at all these different stuff. I think I've seen it. If you post a link, I'll go spend time. They got a Facebook. That's even better. I'll go sign up and like their page. Seems like the plant industry would be raising hell. Or it seems like the plant industry would be raising hell. I don't know, Lynn. I'm in the plant industry. I don't think we're going to raise hell. Because most of the people in the plant industry, they're not organic, natural people. You know, when you go to the store and you buy your plants, they are grown with pesticides. They are grown with herbicides. They are grown horribly. And they're sick, and which half the time you get them home, they die. They're just as bought into the chemical industry as everybody else. You take the plant home, you're like, oh, we got a little plant. You're rubbing your hands on it, your sister, your daughter, and they rubbing their hands on it. You thinking you rub it on your face and she picks her nose and stuff. You're putting glyphosate in there. Most greenhouses, they use tons of pesticide, which is why actually one of my hobbies before I started to figure this stuff out on Saturdays, I get up in the morning, get me a cup of coffee. I'd head down to my favorite greenhouses and just walk through them. Oh, I just love being in a greenhouse in the winter. All the plants and the flowers, you breathe everything, makes you feel all good. And one day I walked in this greenhouse, and they put the pesticide locker in the front. I don't know. I think they did that to educate me. And I stopped and I thought, why are there no bugs in this greenhouse? Like my greenhouses, I got to use bugs to hold back the pests. And I saw the mask and all the warnings, you know, don't touch and this and that, and don't come in for 24 hours after spraying, and all these warning labels all over the locker. And I was like, whoa. And I put two and two together. Like I used to go to these greenhouses and I thought it was I thought I was having allergies. Certain greenhouses I go and I'd always start to get stuffy and stuff. And I thought I was getting allergies to the plants. It's not what it was. They spray tons of pesticides in those greenhouses, which is why I don't go to greenhouses anymore. I play around in mine, but I don't go to other people's greenhouses because most of the people in that industry, they bought into the big chemical industries. And they thank Monsanto and Miracle-Gro and all of these companies. And plus the plant industry is about this big, right? We just poor farmers. We've always been poor farmers. There's no money in growing plants. There's no big plant lobby. We can't buy nothing in Washington. We go in Washington with dirty boots and some overalls, and they just show us the door. The FDA says walnuts are a drug. Oh, come on, Elizabeth. Seriously? All right, I got to click on that link. That's just ridiculous. But it's like the horse, right? When the horse puts his head in the tent, and you don't push it out, it's going to eventually, the horse will be in the tent when it's raining outside, and you're going to be outside the tent. And that's what this is. We have to draw some lines and some boundaries. Like, some things have to be sacred. They've already violated the Constitution left and right, and they're going to keep pushing. And if you're in another nation, we got a lot of folks from other countries who watch this. This is coming to you, because if you don't realize how this works, the way things tend to work in terms of regulation is America does it first. And because you guys are in this whole debt model, it's not even America, it's just the West. They do it first, and then it's pushed out everywhere else. It's just like the war on drugs and everything else. And so you get the same problems we have. Let me see. When dog doesn't feel well, what does she do? She eats certain grass, self-medicates. Yes, man's best friend. Yeah, unnoticed. Yep, that's it. And that's a good point. Thank you, Deborah. You're right. When the dog doesn't feel good, the dogs that go out there and they start eating the grass, and we're like, you dumb dog, you dummy, why are you eating? Why? And we're popping, peptide. I don't know what drugs people drink anymore. And like, we're popping it, we're calling the dog dumb, and we're like flipping genes and causing all kind of ailments, cancer and leukemia and things down the road from all the genes and epigenetics that is being flipped, while the dog just eats the grass because it ate the processed food the dumb human gave it. And it has some glyphosate in it. The dog's like, oh, damn it, that dumb human. Why did he put chemicals in my food? He'll go out there, eat the grass. It'll go in his stomach. He'll throw it up and vomit on the carpet to try to educate you and let you know that you just tried to poison him. But we don't get it. We're just like, the dumb dog threw up on the floor. And, and meanwhile, the dog like, you dumb as the day is long, ain't you, human? You just stupid as stupid can be. Got chemicals all in your food, put them in mine. Don't give your dog processed food. If you have a choice, try to get some natural dog foods. Feed a dog what it's supposed to eat. Let me see what else we got. Get down some comments. I'm gonna get out of here. Seems like they test the waters like this every damn year. Yeah, they do. And I think it's like what was that? I don't want to change the topic. In Hawaii. You can't convince me that was an accident. I don't think that was an accident. When they had that missile threat come in, no, they want to see what you're going to do. Like the bombing in Boston, when they did that and they wanted to see how many citizens would actually let people come up in their house and search for the bad guys. They do these things as a test to see what they can get away with. I'm not sure if this is a test, though, but we got to take this one seriously. We have to say, no, hell no, we ain't going to go. And shut them down. They want to go sell drugs. They can go do it to their friends. They can go do it to people who believe in their religion. I don't believe in synthetic drugs religion. Some birds take a dust bath to get rid of parasites by applying coats of sand. Oh yeah, dries out the parasites. You're right about that. Come to think of it, there are a lot of animals that do that. I think elephants do that too, if I'm not mistaken. You're right. I never thought about it that way. Boycott everything, Lynn. Yes, we got to boycott everything. We are at a place. Well, not everything. If it's made local, if it's handmade, if it's, even if it's fair trade, I guess, but stick to things that aren't fueling the big corporations that are actually causing all of this devastation and division and problems. Because all they're doing is they're slowly taking rights, while the left and the right are fighting over things that don't matter, that none of their leaders will ever get them. They're just slowly taking rights from everybody, and they're just going to keep pulling that string and keep taking as much as they can until enough people actually wake up and realize there is no left and there is no right. The country's being looted. There is no real fight, and it's being looted by taking rights from people. That's how every law has always worked. The only thing they have is our fear and change. Yeah, they have, or fear of change. They do, and they have our fear. They got our fear on lock, Augustine. Food grade diatomaceous earth is great for chicken coops, the garden, dust pets for fleas, etc. Ingested, it can kill parasites, dino bones at work. Yeah, you know what? And I love diatomaceous earth, Pam. I use it in the garden. I use it in aquaponic systems. I use it in planted aquariums. I use it everywhere. It comes down to, because what diatomaceous earth is what, like coral, and it's dinosaur bones, and it's all types of things, fossils, and it's all crushed up and minerals and things. And the cool thing about that is it's basically asteroid dust. which is what we are, and which is what if you really think about it, what the FDA, it's what we are, it's what we need, it's where we get our energy from outside of the sun. It's asteroids in the sun. Everything, all life on Earth begins with asteroid dust in the sun. And this is what they're basically doing, is the FDA is saying, no, you can't eat any type of asteroid dust that we say you can't. If a plant's predisposed to taking up a particular mineral, which is why some plants are high in selenium, some are high in magnesium, some are high. It just means the plant is predisposed to using that mineral because it evolved in places that had that mineral, and the microbiology in it, like in us, determined how to make compounds and solve problems from those minerals, from the asteroid dust. And so this plant is high in this particular thing. And so now the FDA can say, nah. And it's a fascinating thing if you really think about it, and how things evolve, because there are hundreds of billions of different types of compounds, and some plants make compounds only that plant makes, right? And they find out that plant cures cancer and they can keep it from you, then they actually own your health. And so everything, like, I think I posted a video a long time ago, we were talking about everything is a fight over asteroid dust. It's what it always is. Oh, I'm sorry, Kimberly, you're suffering from jaw pain. I guarantee you one of the people on this thread know what to do for jaw pain. I can tell you cannabis and other things like that, but I don't want you to be in prison. We're not smart enough to be able to get past that. The FDA and the EPA are corrupted for a while now. Yeah, and probably from the beginning, Deborah. This may not be a new thing. Use applesauce instead of sugar. Yep, applesauce is a good one. In my smoothies for a little sweetness, I'll use stevia, I'll use banana, I use apple. They offer just a great amount of sweetness to get away from the sugar, which is just another drug, basically. It's another addictive thing that they want to give us, because you got a big sugar lobby. You don't have a big plant lobby, but you definitely got a big sugar lobby. But we talked about that last week with the cholesterol myth. You're going to order CBD oil. Okay, Kimberly, do that. Make sure that it is approved. Let's not, unfortunately, we got these laws, and with CBD oil, it actually has to be from a company that's actually licensed to sell it, because they will be putting people in prison for that also. I used to work for a vitamin company and left, and when it was bought by a company that made drugs and shoe polish, go figure. Chemical companies. So all I can say is chemical companies, it actually makes sense when they stir all this stuff in vats. It's cheaper to make it out of chemicals than it is out of anything natural, because if you're just making chemicals, then it's just pumps and stirring devices, and so they can automate it, make it as cheap as possible. And that's right, why chemicals are so favored by big plants and these corporations, because you don't have pesky nuts to break and seeds to break apart and, devices to try to figure out how to harvest it. You don't have to pay for anything. All you're basically doing is big trucks are coming in, you're hooking them up to the side of the factory, they're pumping in 22 different types of chemicals, they mix in vats all in this big thing, and it spits out on the other end. Goes to the shop, people buy it, and you make billions and billions and billions of dollars giving people things that make them sick. But it doesn't make them sick for 20 years, and so they don't connect the dots. Health Nut News. Okay, that's what it's called. Yeah, I'm familiar with Health Nut News. Yeah, if you send me a link, I probably already like the page, because I see a bunch of their stuff every now and then. So I guess killing the holistic doctors that has been murdered in the past 2 years isn't enough for these goons. No, it's not, Barbara. We haven't said enough. And as long as we don't say enough, and as long as we keep giving them money to take our rights, then they're going to keep using that money to take our rights, We haven't stepped up. Yes, Pam, it's a beta test. Totally agree. Beta test used at Standing Rock too. Ooh, that's a good point. And that was a good showing. It was a good showing, but in the end, we lost that one because they're rolling out pipelines everywhere, but it's the same thing, right? One side said this, the other side said this. Both of their leaders were totally behind just pipelines being rolled out. And so that's what's happening all over the world. I can't drive anywhere now without seeing a damn pipeline somewhere. Beautiful, beautiful country being destroyed by pipelines. And then you got to start asking the question, why is America rolling pipelines everywhere? Why? What is it that they think they won't be getting oil in the future? What is it? What type of wars are they trying to get into? So I'll take a look at it. Let me get down to the bottom. Let's get to the bottom. It eviscerates the insect's exoskeleton. What's that, Pam? Tell me about it. Sounds like a pesticide. Um, Ice is good for a lot of pain. Yes, it is. Ice, things that, what's the big word? It's not metastasize, but, things that actually get things moving. Hot and cold, like the physical therapy type stuff, things that get, your white blood cells in motion. But, the same effect you actually get a lot from water, hydration. I'm a big water guy. I keep talking about water. Get a lot of water in your system. You need to drink a gallon of water. That just reminded me. I'm sorry, you reminded me. Every day, get one of these things, go ahead. I carry my water with me. The more, and it's just a theory I think about, but well, it's not total theory. We are creatures of hydrogen, but two, your immune system needs a vehicle. It needs to get around in your body, and your whole body needs oxygen. When you drink that gallon of water you're supposed to drink a day, as an adult, you actually have the fluid that you need to, so the white blood cells can get to every part of the body it needs to, and everything's fluid. It's not gummed up. Your muscles have the elasticity that they're supposed to have, the hydration, so you have less muscle pain, you get less sores, but also it offers that extra movement that allows things to work better. You don't ever want to force your body into a sort of dehydrated state. One of the biggest killers in America is malnutrition. Like all the diseases, they got 200,000 names for all the diseases in the West that kill people. It's all malnutrition. 99% of them. It's just malnutrition, which is why it's so dangerous what the FDA is doing with trying to ban plants that they haven't studied, that they don't know nothing about, and they don't even know how the human body works. It's just a control mechanism for profit. Drink your water. Dr. Susan Humphreys has been threatened because she speaks up about vaccines. Please pray for her safety. Yeah, thank you, Andrea. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of them. But this is the cause, right? Like, they might come for me. I don't think they will, but they could. They may not like what I got to say, but they might. And I'm good with that, right? These doctors step up because they realize for the longest time, we didn't have any friends, right? For the longest time, people who focused on what our ancestors taught, we didn't have any science. We didn't have enough of it, and we didn't have any friends. And so you have a lot of doctors and naturopaths who now stepped up and said, nope, the other doctors are lying. They actually don't know what they're doing. We have researchers and scientists who are producing these on PubMed and all these research papers, teaching us how these things work, putting efficacy and evidence behind the things that we've seen for 5,000 years. And so, but those doctors step up and they know the price that can be paid. But you know that price, it's always heaviest if they're the only one speaking, which is why everybody needs to step up and speak up. But you also need to go forward with the truth that, you know what, I'm just here for a minute. I'm just energy, just being transferred. Microbiology, my spirit, whatever you want to call it, it'll do something else. But why it's here? It's going to call some BS. It's going to do the right thing, and it'll do anything it can to make sure the next generation is better off. And so my heart definitely goes out to all the doctors that pay those ultimate prices. But the reality is, that's what we're supposed to do. As an adult, as a human being, you're supposed to step up, and you don't actually have to know it all. You just have to know that what they're saying is a lie. And right now, what they're saying is a lie. This is all for profit. It's all for big companies. And the more people who speak up, the less of a price, some of our best doctors are going to have to pay. All right, let me get down to the bottom. I got to go. I got to go home. All right. Last couple comments. It's a good discussion, though. I love it, but it's not about a good thing, but it's a good discussion. Food grade diatomaceous earth. Oh, okay, right. It eviscerates the insect's exoskeletons. You know what, Barbara? I have to say that oh goodness, I hate to disagree with you because I know it probably does for some of them. I'm just going to say one bug that doesn't give a damn about diatomaceous earth. I grow papayas, I grow citrus, I grow a lot of plants that have high or high sugar contents in their cambium layers, and so the ants love them, and the ants like to grow aphids on them. I went and I put diatomaceous earth all crushed up all around the base of the plants. The plants loved it. They got extra minerals and everything, but the ants, they just walk right over. They're just like, dumb brown guy. They just walk right up on the plant. I'm just sitting here like, y'all not supposed to like this stuff. And they're like, but we know what I did? I finally got rid of them. I took organic almond milk and I put it in a little tray and I put it on my plant, and all the ants, they diverted from going up on the papaya tree and they went over into the bowl, and I'd get like 1,000 ants in the bowl. I think I posted a picture or video a long time ago about it. And I just, every hour or two, I'll go and pick up the bowl and it's got like 1,000 ants in it, and I'll take it over to the sink and I'll pour hot water in it. I know my vegan friends are getting upset, but listen, I got to eat papayas and citrus, and I can't fight with the ants. So maybe ants are smaller, and maybe I didn't have the right variety. Like, I know it's got dust on it, but maybe it has to be like a certain type of diatomaceous earth. But I read that, and I did that in my pot. I just didn't have great success with it, but it's really possible that I did it the wrong way. I just found a little more success just removing the ants with almond milk. You know, the crazy thing, Barbara, though, is when I didn't use organic almond milk, the ants didn't go into it. I tried to get the cheap almond milk. I said, this is for the ants. I'm not gonna buy no organic almond milk for the ants. Who does that? And I put the non-organic almond milk in there. The ants didn't go nowhere near it. Ants ain't dumb. And ants and mold and bacteria, they're not stupid as human beings. They don't drink this crap in their cereal. They went right to it and they said, oh, damn it. What this brother, he didn't put out some organic almond milk. Now he gonna put out the chemical stuff? Man, that's got glyphosate in it. I ain't drinking that crap. And they went right back on the papaya tree. All right. Let me get down to the bottom. I gotta roll out. All right, that's what's up. Mint blocks ants. Yeah, mint. Well, mint does real good because mint, it hides the scent of things. And so mint does good growing mint around the house and spreading mint dust and stuff because it's got such a powerful smell. It hides the plant from it. But my main enemy is the ants. And the ants, they'll walk right over some mint. They don't care. Because once they have the trail, it's too late. After they find the plant, they're destroyed. Oh, but one other thing that worked. I put my plants in a tray. If you put your plants in a tray, got a little moat around it, ants can't swim. They don't do that. When you have your ant and you just keep at least an inch of water, they can't get to your papaya plants and your citrus. It took me a long time to figure these things out. So anyway, all right, cornstarch works as a barrier. Yes, I haven't tried cornstarch. I'll have to give that a shot. But they haven't come back this year. I did real good this year. I haven't had any. In fact, I was releasing ladybugs this morning. I got my organic, natural pesticides working. I got my praying mantis and I got my ladybugs. They're keeping everything clean for me. So I haven't had a pest problem in a long time. Market demand determines the path. Don't buy the bad crap. Okay, yes, and that's it. Don't buy the bad crap. That's the message for the day. The FDA going crazy. They think they're God. They figure that they own flora and fauna and they can tell you what natural medicine is and what it isn't. Please click the link. Please go out, enter your commentary in the alert. Let them know that even if you are a drug person, even if you love your pesticides and your herbicides, this is about standing together, right? This is about people standing up for each other. This is about, our government doesn't have a right to poop on the Constitution anytime they want. They can't burn it up anytime they want. I personally, I don't own certain things, but if you have a rights I don't exercise, I still stand up for my neighbor's rights because that's how this country's supposed to work. That's how the world's supposed to work. When you stand up for each and everybody to self-determine what goes in their body, what they do with their body, then we get to a peaceful place because then we're not a bunch of automatons and authoritarians telling each other what they can and can't do with their bodies. So anyway, it's Gerard. I got to get going. It's fun talking to y'all. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all. Bye-bye.